Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday today, the 9th, I believe. Come on. Yeah, it's Thursday the 9th. Oh, man, I'm tired. Today I work, and I work again tomorrow, and then I finally have Saturday off. I am tired of working so freaking much. It's not that I do a lot at work. It's not like my work is backbreaking work, stuff like that, but it's just, man, getting up, doing the same thing all over again, it's okay, but it's not fun, man. I need a little more excitement in my life, at least in my work life. I think I'm gonna start updating my resume. I don't know, who knows, maybe I can find a job somewhere else. It is 1:44, finally off work. Not a bad day. I sold one phone for a really short shift, so I mean that's better than nothing. My warranty though is really, really low, so pretty much what that means is I'm getting a call right now really quick. Give me 1 second, guys. So that call was an important call. It was from my aunt. She wanted to call and tell me. She was trying to get a hold of my dad, but she ended up calling me. We're both named Leo. But my grandpa, they took him off support because he's having a hard time breathing and everything like that. So they took him off support. It's kind of a tough day now. He's an awesome grandpa. It's funny because he was never actually really related to us. There's a story to that. I'll probably explain that to you guys a little later today. So my aunt called me. She told me that pretty much he's on his last leg. He's lived a long life, that's for sure. I did get a chance to see him. I went back home a couple months ago, and before they drove him up to Arizona. And then he drove up to Arizona, and I did get to see him. I was really happy. We talked for a couple hours. He's telling me all of his stories, all of everything he's done in the past, and he's definitely was a big impact on my life. One thing though I do want to say is his name is Dwayne Luther Smith, and with his middle name Luther was actually given to me. So my name is Leo Luther Montian. So he was actually his middle name was actually given to me again out of respect. And to this day, I never really go by Luther, but I've always acknowledged that my middle name was always Luther, and I got that middle name from him, which is awesome, and it's a great way to always remember him. I know he's okay right now, but for the future, it's gonna be a great way to remember him. He was always there for me, and he's always been my support as well. So even though he wasn't blood, my grandfather, he's always considered family, and he's always gonna be considered family to me. All right. So that story with how my grandpa became my grandpa, it's actually a pretty funny story. So the way it works is my dad, a long time ago, back when he was in high school, he dated his daughter. So they dated for quite a while, something like that. I don't remember how long it was, but they ended up breaking up. And the reason why we're still close is because he actually gave my dad a job. So the job that my dad's working at right now, my dad's had that job for years and years and years, and he got that job because of him. So even though, his daughter and my dad were broken up, he still invited my dad over to all the events, all the birthdays, and everything else. Everything they had, he's always invited him to it, which is really cool. Other than that, between the two of them, my dad said that they actually worked together for over 10 years. They're like in the same area. He's helped them, from what my dad told me, he's helped my dad he saved my dad's job a couple of times when people are lying, saying like, oh, Leo did this, Leo did that, so like that, and it's like, nah, you guys are crazy, which is pretty funny to hear. So yeah, he's been side by side with my dad for a couple of years now. Since he's been working at that same company. Another cool little story is the house I grew up in. The house I grew up in when I was from newborn all the way to like age 3 or 4. There's a house that we lived in that was right next to where my dad worked, and it was just not far out. I was just right there, and my dad stayed there for about 5 years. I know from when my sister was born, and of course until when I was born, we stayed there for about 5 years. And that house is we actually got that house because of him. You know, my dad was doing a whole bunch of things at his job, and my grandpa, he said, he was pretty much saying, Leo does doing this, and that. So because of him, actually, I had a house that I grew up in a house that, for the first 4 years of my life, and because of him, he was the reason why I had that house. We did leave that house, after, again, about 5 years my dad was there, to the house that we live now in Fontana. And that house, ever since then, and I've lived in that house. But he was, Grandpa is a great man. He's a veteran. He's a veteran in the Army. He was a Green Beret as well, which is really, really cool. And one thing that really gets me is, again, his middle name was given to me, again, out of respect. And he's really the only person I've actually seen as a grandpa. You have two grandparents, your mom's side, you have your dad's side. So you have two grandparents. Fortunately, I never got to meet my put my glasses on, so you guys really can't see me, getting a little teary. But I never got to meet my grandpa from my dad's side, and it's tough because I never got to meet him. My grandpa now, Grandpa Grouch, that's what we actually used to call him. He's actually been my grandpa, and he's always been there. He's been there to help me out. He helped raise me a lot too, and he did teach me a lot of lessons, and just like any other grandparents would do. But growing up, he was a big impact on my life. That's why it is sad to hear that he's not doing too great right now. But it's part of life, I mean, if we can all live forever, that'd be awesome. But life is just, overcoming obstacles. This is one obstacle that myself, my family, and everyone else needs to, get over. I never forget him. Again, with his middle name as my middle name, Luther, I definitely will never forget him. And it's tough, but I'm glad I was able to see him a couple months ago to say my goodbyes. I hope he still has a chance to watch this video. Again, these videos have always helped me out, and this is from my aunt. Everyone in Arizona right now, my family, I love you guys. I wish you guys the best. To my grandpa, I love you too. Thank you for everything. Thanks for the life lessons. Thanks for the memories. Definitely thank you for the stories. All the stories you give me, it's it always got us closer, and it was always fun hearing your stories and everything like that. But today's not the most exciting day, and I'm gonna go ahead and call it my video today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Have a good one.